Do you have a stiff shoulder? How do you know if you have a stiff shoulder? You should be able to lift your hand up to there without just arching your back when you go into flexion. When you go into abduction, you should be able to rub your elbow up against your ear. If you don't have that range for any reason, you've dislocated your shoulder, maybe you've got arthritis, maybe you've got a crummy rotator cuff, who cares? I want you to try and get a little bit more mobility into it. So this is a couple of things that you can do to get a bit more range of movement into your shoulder. Now, I've chosen a 5-iron. You can choose whatever golf club you'd like. If you don't have a golf club lying around, you can use a broom handle, just the handle, not the broom itself, a mop handle, something like that to get that range of movement back. So what you're going to do, hold on to your 5-iron from the bottom. You're then going to, actually I might go that way. You're going to hold on to my left arm is sore and stiff. You're going to hold on to the club from the bottom and you're going to push with your strong hand all the way up to try and get that arm back up into that position that it should be. Control it back down and then push with your right arm, come all the way up and then come back down. Make sure as you do that, your ribs don't stick out, you don't just arch your back because that's just flat out cheating. But you want to keep your ribs down, push your hand up towards the roof and feel a little bit of a stretch through the lat, and you might even feel a bit of a stretch through the shoulder. The same thing is going to be true. Grab onto the head of the club, hand on top, and you're going to push your hand out to the side, come all the way up high, till you can feel your bicep or your elbow rubbing into your ear, might depend on the size of your biceps, and then come back down. So that's abduction and that's flexion in those two directions. We're then going to get your rotation range back. So you're going to hold onto the shaft of the club, just like that, hand on the head of the club, and I'm going to try and push my hand out that way. So my right hand's doing all the work, left hand is just holding onto the club, and I'm pushing out to the side that way, and then come back to normal again. Pushing out, feel a little bit of a stretch, opening up through the front of your shoulder, and then come back to normal. The last thing you need, a towel. A towel. Grab a towel, fold it over your back as if you're drying your bum. You're then going to put the back of your hand against your back. Hold onto the towel, and then with your strong hand or your good hand, you're going to pull up towards the roof. So by pulling up towards the roof, you're getting more and more range out of that shoulder, and that's what we call internal rotation. You'll probably find that your dominant hand doesn't reach quite as high as your non-dominant hand. We've usually got a little bit more muscle around our dominant arm. So if you've got a little bit of imbalance left to right, that's okay, but it's definitely something to work on. So your goal is to try and get your arm as high as you possibly can, as wide as you possibly can, and then out to about that 60-degree mark. Yep, 60 degrees. And I want you to work on trying to get that hand as high up your back as you can. So do those 4 things, fix your shoulder, get it moving better.